Hello, Taurus love. It's Kat here from Self-Unity. Welcome into your divine full moon lunar eclipse reading. I am so grateful and excited to be here with you today, love. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. Now, before we get started with your reading today, I do want to share with you all that this is part one of a three-part series that I am creating for each of the astrology signs for this eclipse season that we will be working through over the next couple weeks. So, as I already mentioned today in part one, we will be receiving messages of guidance that are in connection to the full moon lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Pisces, happening on Sunday, September 7th, okay? And then for part two, we will be tapping into the energies that the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Virgo will be initiating into your life, which will be happening on Sunday, September 21st, okay? And then for part three, we will be receiving messages of guidance that help you with the integration process of all the lessons and experiences that you have been working throughout this eclipse season portal, okay, love? So make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, Self Unity, so that way you can catch parts 2 and 3 of your eclipse season readings for your sign. But let's go ahead and dive right in today and see what messages of guidance the full moon lunar eclipse is bringing up for you. So for your reading today, we are using this lovely deck, the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. And while I'm shuffling, loves, if there is anything that has been on your mind, any questions that you would like to ask your angels, God, your ancestors, goddess, your spirit team, go ahead and take a moment to quietly ask those questions to yourself now, or set those intentions with your spirit team. And trust that you will receive the answers in the divine's perfect timing. Alright, love, so the full moon lunar eclipse, this is happening in the sign of Pisces, and Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. And full moons are already all about the energy of release, but this is being amplified with this lunar eclipse. So anything that is no longer serving you is going to be stripped away or removed from your life in some way during the time that this full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces is happening. This may also be something that's not necessarily stripped away. This could be something that you're making a decision to leave behind and move along from. But because I did use those terms, I do feel like there may be a little bit of tension happening here for you, Taurus, where you're not wanting to let go of something, but the universe is pulling something away from your being, from your physical environment, and from your energetic field overall. But let's go ahead and see what your cards are and get more guidance on this. So we have King of Wands. Shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. King of Wands. Wow, we also have Ace of Wands. So we're going from King, the last card of the Wands suit, to the beginning, Ace of Wands. Don't you see how your passion makes you glow? So yes, you're doing a complete rewrite here. You're completely leaving something behind. You have completed a cycle, and now it is time for you to start a new walk upon a new path that is now available to you. We also have Seven of Cups. Not every great option you're given will be a great option for you. All right, so let's see what is going on here with this Seven of Cups. Because I feel that there is something that you are choosing to leave behind, something that you're walking away from. For some of you, it's a challenging choice. It's not necessarily a choice that you're wanting to make. And what I'm seeing in regards to what I was saying before, where something may be kind of stripped away from you, pulled away from you, I'm seeing that you may have recently been through a series of events or challenges or obstacles or struggles where it felt like things were constantly being removed from your life. And it's put you in this position of having to make a decision to leave it all behind or to continue to try like reconnecting with those things that have already been pulled away from your life. Okay, so I'm seeing that. I'm seeing a couple different things here. I'm seeing that you are, like Taurus, you're very wise, you're very intelligent, you're very intuitive, but you have become attached to something or someone. And whatever you were attached to, it seems like there's this energy where it's like it's already been removed from your life in some way, but you're still holding on to it in other ways. Okay. And so because we have the wands are very physical energy, so you're most likely holding on to the emotional attachments that you have to these past connections, these past environments, careers, relationships, habits, ways of doing things, experiences, whatever it is to you, it's already been removed from your life physically. You're still healing the emotional attachments that you have to these past things. But there is a new path that is now available to you because those old paths have now been cleared from your physical spaces. It's really just waiting for you to make the emotional decision to choose this path that is now available to you. You get to decide what's next in your life. And because we have going from the King of Wands to the Ace of Wands, and these are both very positive cards in the tarot, you are going to be so grateful that this new path has opened up for you, and the emotional turmoil that you're working through right now and that you're working to release and cut ties with from these past physical spaces that have already been removed from your life physically, you're going to be able to look back at those situations with so much gratitude, love, and grace because they paved the way for what's coming next to you, which is so much greater, so much grander than anything you could have imagined before. And it's because you are aligning yourself to make the choice, not only mentally and physically, but also emotionally, to emotionally remove yourself from those previous attachments that are possibly holding you back from choosing to pursue this new path with more emotional excitement, with more joy, with more excitement and pleasure and fun. Okay, so I see that because those things that you're still kind of working on healing the emotions of having those attachments to, you have prevented yourself from moving forward onto this new path. This new path has already been presented to you. It's already been in your energy field. It's already here for you to walk upon now. You've already received the opportunities, the connections. People have been reaching out to you. You've been reaching out to others, communicating with them. You have new ideas, new inspirations. But because you've still held on to the emotional attachment that you have to those things that were removed from your life or that you chose to walk away from, you haven't been able to allow yourself to fully accept and walk this new path with excitement, with passion, with a yearning for more, to see what's next. And so this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is helping you to fully cut ties with those emotional attachments that you have that are holding you back from pursuing these new paths of opportunity. And not just paths of opportunity, but these are paths of opportunity that are fueled with joy, with love, with peace, with excitement, with determination, new experiences and insight of learning something new, exploring something new. And these paths are also going to allow you to access a deeper sense of wisdom, intelligence, and intuition, like we were talking about, that you have not tapped into for quite some time. So when you finally allow yourself to start pursuing this path, you will also be remembering parts of yourself that you have forgotten, that maybe you've kind of hid away for some time. And so I'm also getting this energy of like creative flow coming in. So maybe so I'm getting a couple different examples here. So one, maybe you were stuck in a career, like a desk job where you just had to show up and do the same thing day in and day out, or every day you showed up to work, your boss would give you a list of things to do, and it didn't allow a lot of room for creative flow. It didn't allow a lot of room for you to give back and tell them your ideas, tell them your recommendations, or tell them how to make things a little bit better. And then I'm also seeing this other example where maybe you were in a very confining relationship, or you just had like specific relationships in your life that required so much of your energy and attention. So I'm almost seeing like the role of like being a parent to children. And it's not to say that being a parent is a confining role. It's just the way that your dynamic in the relationship, the way you were allowing it to operate, was a little bit more confining on your mental, emotional, and physical energy. So maybe the practices that your children were partaking in took precedence over you allowing yourself to pursue things that you wanted to explore on your own. Like you really put your children first, but maybe now they're growing up, they're moving out, and so now you're able to start putting yourself first, your ideas, your inspirations, your goals, and your pursuits first, because now they're off on their own and they're able to take better care of themselves on their own without you having to constantly be there and take them all the places and do all the things for them. Okay, so there's this dynamic that you're healing from where once you were giving a lot of your energy to something that didn't always allow you to give your energy back to yourself in a way that really puts you on a pedestal, is what I'm seeing here. It's like we are going from being revered for always being there for others, but now you're going to be able to honor yourself for yourself and do the things that you feel called to do for yourself. Okay, so it's really like putting yourself first. And this isn't selfish, Taurus. It is selfless when you put yourself first, because then you are in alignment with your truth and you're pursuing your innate divine calling. You're pursuing your heart's true desires. And this is going to provide you with so much more emotional fulfillment and love and peace and joy and pleasure than anything else before ever could, than anything else that was taken away from you or removed from your life or shifted in some way. It's going to give you so much more than those experiences, those relationships, those connections and dynamics could ever give to you, because you're going to be returning all of the love that you've been giving out to others back to yourself, and it's going to allow you to create something very magical and something very beautiful for yourself. So thank you so much, Taurus, for letting me share that message with you. This is really beautiful message coming through, and I'm just so excited for you. I know right now you may still be in those lingering energies of holding on to those emotional struggles of releasing the past, but it has already moved on from you physically. You're already out of the mental processes of needing to be in those spaces. So now it's time to do what you need to do to cut ties with it emotionally, whatever that looks like to you. All right, so it could be an expressional release of the emotions through crying, screaming, talking it out with somebody, talking about your emotions, writing it out in a journal about how you're feeling, how it makes you feel, and then maybe burning those words, letting them go in a stream. Whatever you feel called to do to allow yourself to detach from those emotional attachments that you're holding on to the past. Okay, loves. So let's see what our oracle cards are for today, Taurus. Ooh, darkness falls, number 12. Within you live the hidden, the things that want nothing more to swallow you whole. Okay, this is the energy that you're moving out of. You're taking steps out of the depths of your shadow. You're coming back into the light of your truth, and you carry the light. Both of these cards, the candlelight is in her hand, okay? So this is an energy that you're coming out of. You're coming out of a space of darkness, of shadow work, depression, feeling lost, feeling unsure, okay? When our world is turned upside down, something that is so familiar, something that we are deeply emotionally attached to, something that just lights us up and makes us feel good on a day to day, something that feels really comfortable, very familiar, when that is stripped away, it can feel like a dark hole. It can feel like a dark void, because then you are left in that space and wondering, what's next, or what do I do now? And there's this constant push and pull of wanting to return to that space. But I'm seeing here, Taurus, that you can't return to that space, and you're not going to be able to return to that space, because there's something better for you. There's something more for you, and it's not going to be found from you moving backward. It's not going to be found from you remaining in this dark energy, remaining in these emotional attachments. It's going to be found from you looking within and asking yourself, what is something that you've always wanted to do? What's something that you've always wanted to pursue just for yourself? And the answers are already within you. And the path has already presented itself to you. It's already available to you. You just have to choose to fully close the door and walk away from what it is that you're holding on to emotionally, and choose to walk upon this new path and say yes to what's next and what's available to you now. Okay, let's see. We also have 39 Toad. Observe, for those who watch, see all. Observe, for those who watch, see all. Okay, so I'm getting that toad medicine may be significant to somebody. So you may actually be coming across more than one toad in the next few days to few weeks. So maybe during eclipse season, you will be working with toad medicine very specifically. It's not very often that I get a message like this. So this may just be a message of confirmation for somebody that toad medicine wants to work with you. And so what I'm going to say to that, and what Spirit's bringing up to share with you, is that anytime you see a toad or a frog, or even like any kind of reptilian energy, like not reptilian energy, reptile energy, okay, which of course is reptilian. And this also is in alignment with shadow, so we'll touch base on that. But let's talk about the toad. So when you see the toad or the frog, or any type of reptile creature, a snake, a scorpion, I don't know if a scorpion's a reptile, but it's coming up. Snake, scorpion, or toad. Anytime you see these creatures cross your path, but specifically toads and frogs, take a moment to pause and just think about what you were thinking about in the moment that it crossed your mind. Tune into how you're feeling emotionally. You can even ask the toad medicine to carry your worries, your emotions away. You can speak your emotional attachments that you're trying to release from to the toad, and ask the toad to take those worries and cares away from you, so that you can align to this new path with that excitement, with that joy, with that peace, with that fun, that pleasure that you're seeking to experience and feel once again. Okay, and so now we're going to talk a little bit about the reptilian energy. So if this doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. I always say take what resonates, leave the rest. But a lot of the times when we talk about reptilian energy, we think of it as like a very dark energy, and that's not necessarily true. Reptilian energy, it's a very intelligent energy. And just, some species of like the reptilian intelligence can be good or bad, just like anything in life. It's all about perspective, and it's all about your intentions. But because we have the darkness falls coming up and the messages that came through with the 7 of Cup cards here, I do feel that you are working on transmuting any quote unquote negative energy that you've been harnessing, that you've been holding on to. And when we say negative, we mean anything that's no longer serving you, anything that's no longer supporting you. And so the reptiles medicine may be coming to work with you, and is trying to align with you and fall upon the paths that you're walking on, because they're trying to help you remove any of those I don't want to say toxic, but that word's coming up, like any of those like really heavy, really hard to process emotions that you keep holding on to, and those thoughts that you keep going back towards when it comes to that those past spaces that you're holding on to, that are just no longer serving you because they're not in your physical environment anymore. You're not connected to them from a mental standpoint anymore. You're only holding on to that energy through those emotions. And so these reptile creatures are trying to cross paths with you to help bring insight and healing, to help you let go of those shadow points, those pain points, those emotional pains that you are harboring. Okay, so when the reptiles cross your path, specifically toads or frogs is just coming up so strongly. A few of you may resonate with snakes and scorpions too. I'm also getting like centipedes and millipedes that may also be crossing paths, but I don't think those are reptile creatures. So also like little creepy crawlers. I'm like, those are not reptile creatures, but they're coming up. Okay, so you may also be seeing those types of creatures, but specifically frogs and toads. So when they come up, just take a moment to pause and sit with them in the presence that they are offering to you, that moment of presence. If you feel called to, tune into what you were thinking about just before they cross paths with you, or what you were feeling intuitively, or just what you were processing from an emotional standpoint, because they're coming to help you process anything that needs processing and to help you heal and carry away those hardship emotions that you're still needing to release, needing to let go of, so that you can align and walk upon this new path that's just waiting for you to say yes to it. Okay, so the number 39 may be significant to somebody. Somebody may be 39 years old, or you may be seeing numbers and the sequences of threes as well, okay? I'm also getting one last message from the Toad card here. Observe, for those who watch, see all. You are entering into a completely new cycle here, Taurus, where you're going to be learning how to do things in a much different way than how you are used to doing them. So be patient with yourself. Allow yourself to be observant. Allow yourself to enter into the role of being a student. Okay, you may be very used to just knowing how to do things a certain way, or just very used to like your routines, but your routines and ways of doing things have shifted dramatically from the removal of whatever you've let go of, or whatever's been removed from your life. And so this new path is going to really test your ability to allow yourself to learn something new and to let yourself be a little bit teachable. Okay, so that's a message coming through for somebody specific. But yes, allow yourself to enter into that role of just being observant, taking in information, and processing it in the way that feels right to you, okay? And not everybody runs the same, Taurus, and it's okay if how someone's teaching you something just doesn't vibe with you. You can always seek out a new teacher or mentor, or new methods of learning something. So if you're trying to learn something on your own through books, or maybe YouTube Academy, it's okay to seek, maybe that's not working for you. It's okay to seek out help from teachers and instructors, or take a class, like a local class. And then if you're on the opposite side where you've signed up for classes for something and you're just not vibing with the teacher, maybe try a different class with a different teacher, a different instructor, or reverse it and maybe try to teach yourself, learn from some books, go to the local library, or even like seek out professionals. Maybe don't take a class, maybe seek out professionals who are actually doing what you're wanting to learn more about, and see if you can maybe shadow them for a day or two. Okay, we got the shadow card there. And just see if you can learn from, just seek out different ways of learning things, and see what works best for you. Because again, this is a whole new path, whole new territory that you're beginning to navigate, and it's going to require you to learn something new about yourself. And it's something that's always been there, but it's something where like your light was really dimmed. We couldn't see your light because you were in specific dynamics and situations that didn't allow you to shine your light, and now you've been removed from that path of darkness, and you're entering into a new path where you finally get to shine your light. But again, it's a learning process and it's a journey, so take your time with it. Okay, so we have one last card that I drew for you today, Taurus. Wow, we've been talking for 25 minutes. Thank you for hanging out with me, Taurus. So your last card here is from Beyond Lemuria, and let's see, we have 30 healing. Beautiful card here for you, Taurus. Beautiful card to end your reading, because you are healing. You are healing, and you're already healed. You're already healed from this, Taurus, okay? And we have all the colors here, but I'm really drawn to these lilac hues right here, which is heart chakra and third eye chakra healing. And so you are receiving a deep healing activation, deep emotional healing activation with this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, and it is allowing you to fully express yourself, okay? Express and release anything that's stored within that needs to be expressed, that needs to be released, so that you can enter into a state of relief and seek out and find and discover and uncover the wisdom of your own being, of yourself. You don't need anyone to make those decisions for you, or to tell you where to go, or to tell you what to do. Even if that's something that you are used to experiencing, you're moving into a whole new territory where you get to decide for yourself, and you get to show the world who you truly are and what you're truly capable of. And it's going to be a beautiful healing journey. And I'm so excited for you to start walking upon this new path, Taurus. So that is it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in, Taurus. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel, Self Unity, so that you don't miss out on parts 2 and 3 of your eclipse season readings for your sign, Taurus. All right, so I'm wishing you a beautiful, blessed full moon lunar eclipse, and I'm sending you so much love as you work through transmuting all this energy that we talked about in your reading today. Until next time, loves. Bye.